Hey guys, welcome back. It's let's see, January or February. Geez, we're in February already, and it's the 21st. It's actually very early on the 21st. I don't know if you guys can see this. 1:30 in the morning. And I've just this is basically just a Q&A video. I've over the last month or so, I've been pretty behind on my emails and comments, and I'm trying to catch up. That's probably part of the reason why it's 1:30 in the morning and I'm out here making this video. I just spent about the last hour and a half answering emails, and I still have comments to do. But I made a list of frequently asked questions that I've been getting over the last month or so. That's pretty much what this video is about. And first things first, a lot of people have been asking how I'm doing with COVID, how Ray's doing with COVID, my daughter, and the rest of my family, my wife, and everything else. And we're all doing great. I'm great. I was actually, thanks to a medication, I was up and at it within 24 hours of starting the medication. I went from about 20%, feeling healthy to 95% in the matter of less than 24 hours with this medication. So I feel great. I'm doing great. My daughter, same thing. She couldn't take the medication because she's too young, but she is doing much, much better. She's 100%. So thank you for all the prayer warriors out there that said the prayers and got the big man upstairs involved. And kids, it's always scary when they get sick, especially when they're little. And, I still consider myself a new parent. She's not even 3 yet, so I don't have that experience of, having kids in their 20s where, even then, I imagine it's still scary when your kids are sick, and you feel helpless as a parent. There's nothing they can do but fight it off. So, she's doing much better. My wife, she ended up getting COVID too, and hers was very mild, more like just a head cold. And the odd thing about it was when she felt better, then her taste and smell was lost. So, but it came back within a day or two, so she's doing fine. And then after that, her parents ended up getting it. So they're doing fine. Everybody's healthy. So thank you to everybody that said some prayers and had some good thoughts about everything. So everybody's doing great. The second item I've been getting a lot of questions about is the Relics Tractor Club Case SC that we picked up. I stripped the distributor off of it because we're going to put a mag on it. Ben, if some of you guys have watched his channel, 1928 Farmall Ben, he's going to send us a case mag that he's got on his shelf, so we're going to put a mag on it, but I'll bring it to Rudy's and we'll go through it and check everything out and go from there. The carburetor I also pulled off of it. That is currently at Rudy's. I've sandblasted it. The housings are painted, but I got to just finish cleaning up all the internals and then put a kit in it, and it's done. So I haven't done any of that on video. I was going to, but quite frankly, I forgot my camera. And I wasn't going to use my cell phone just because but I am going to start taking this camera over to Rudy's quite a bit more and start filming. I'm probably not going to do a step-by-step of magneto and carburetor stuff, but I'll start doing some time lapses with before and afters, just to bring you guys some more content and to showcase what we do at Rudy's shop, what everything goes through at Rudy's shop. So that will probably in the future, just to bring more content to you guys. And it's interesting to see especially with magnetos, there is so many different magnetos out there, and it is just incredible to me that amount of knowledge that Rudy has on, it seems like every magneto. I mean, he does all of the very, very difficult stuff. I'm just a grunt. I do a lot of the simple ones, your simple Fairbanks mags, obviously the Farmall H4, J4 Cub mags, and F4 mags. I do some Wyco stuff for John Deere. Most of those mags are pretty simple. There's little nuances in each of them that I still have to ask Rudy about, quite frequently, when I run into issues. But it's, once you show one of them, it's kind of similar. Like if you do an H4, a J4 international mag is very similar. The F4 mags, they are a little bit more complicating. But anyways, without getting too much into mags, this isn't a mag video. So, kind of lost my train of thought there. Yes, we're going to be doing more videos from Rudy's shop, or I'm going to be. Another question has been, why not more tractor talks? Absolutely. I love doing the tractor talks. Sometimes it just boils down to life getting in the way. And when I first started them, I wanted it to be a monthly thing. And, it's not one of those things that I just have disregarded. It's just, between working my primary job, I leave here at 4:45 in the morning and I'm done there at 3 in the afternoon, and I go straight to Rudy's, and sometimes I don't get home until 7:30 at night, which doesn't leave me much time beyond cooking and settling down to do a tractor talk, because by 8 o'clock I have to already be up in 8 hours. So most times I'm not even in bed until 10. So, and tonight's a prime example. I don't have to work in the morning, but here it is, almost getting close to 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm out here making a video. So it's just, life gets in the way, and things have been very, very hectic right now. I mean, the last 2 years have been up and down for me. So I'm doing the best I can to keep up with the channel, and I hope you guys, 99% of you guys are patient, and I appreciate that. And that's why I haven't expanded the channel into a membership option, because I really feel like I need to put out at least one video a week for a membership side of things, plus a video at minimum every other week, probably every week for the non-member side, the standard side of the channel, because it has to be fair for everybody. And if I'm offering a paying option for somebody, it really has to be fair for that side of the channel. So that's why I haven't done it. I make videos as I can, when I can, and I try and keep you guys in the loop as much as possible. So I've had a few people ask about the Farmall M. Why haven't we seen the Farmall M out and running and plowing snow? And quite frequently, we haven't had enough snow to make it worth starting the tractor and moving snow, because right now at this time of the year, we're normally at twice the amount of snowfall that we've had this winter. And we're already coming off of a drought year, which is going to be tough. But as we speak right now, we're supposed to get, at least where I'm at locally, we're supposed to get 12 to 18 inches right now it's 1:30-ish Monday morning. So by Tuesday afternoon, we're supposed to have 12 to 18 inches of snow here, which is really good for us, because we need the moisture, not only for winter here, but we need it for the spring, for farmers and the ecosystem and everything else. So yeah, we're expecting quite a bit of snow. I still don't think I'll fire up the Farmall M to plow, because it's too big for my driveway. It works great over in the yard there, but I have no reason to plow over there right now. There's no tractors over there, there's nothing over there, so I don't have a reason to use it right now. So it's just sitting idle and it's waiting its turn. So that's what's going on with the Farmall M. The John Deere E engine. That is, I just picked up the block from being boiled down at Wagaman Brothers down in near the north end of Minneapolis there. They did a great job on it. It's been That's another part of the deal here. It's been super cold for probably the last 2 months here in Minnesota. We've had very few isolated days above zero. So even using a torpedo here in the garage, I am not comfortable with a closed garage door using a torpedo heater in here because I don't want to end up lying on the floor. So when it's minus 20 or minus 30, it's cold. Even with a torpedo heater in here, it ain't going to get very warm because I don't have insulation in here. That was kind of the plan why we took all the stuff out of here, off the shelves and everything, was to finish the garage. But then we decided to help Connor with the Super M. So that's a perfect segue into the Super M. But the John Deere E engine, we picked up the block. I've got a bunch of parts cleaned over at Rudy's. So the next plan of attack is to finish wire wheeling the block and then get it over to Rudy's, prime it, paint it, and then start working on getting all the rest of the pieces, the small internal pieces, together and blast it, and we'll start assembling it. So really we're not too far away from that. It's just a matter of finish cleaning and priming and painting, and we'll go from there. Another question I get quite frequently, not just the last couple months, but I get quite frequently, is about what do I use for cameras and for video editing programs and all of that. And I've been meaning to make a video about this for a while, so that will be coming up. I'm going to go through all the different filming equipment I have, and I don't have anything sophisticated or advanced really, but I'll lay it all out there and show you guys what I use, and most of the time what scenarios I use specific items in. And then I'll talk about the video editing software I use. And finally, I was going to, to kind of wrap it all up, I was going to film myself kind of doing bits and pieces of editing to show you guys kind of a behind the scenes of what really goes into editing up one of these videos and putting it out there. Because it's, once you've been doing it for a while, it's really kind of, it moves quickly, but at the same time, it takes time. It's a time investment, and the filming and editing portion in itself is a job in addition to, the job you're already working on. So that's something I'm going to make in the future as well. It's on my list. It's just it hasn't been at the top of the project list because we've got, obviously other things that when we have time and ability that we try to get working on. So that's coming. Another question I get a lot is what's going on with the Super M. The crankshaft is done. Connor hasn't picked it up yet, but the crankshaft is done. The mains and the rod bearing journals were ground 10 thousandths undersize. So we're in the process of waiting for the block to be done because it's at the same shop. So we're waiting for the block, and then he's going to pick everything up, and then we can order all the parts. Once we get all the parts, then we can start reassembly. So that's where the Super M's at. We still have to get the hydraulic reservoir off, pull that apart, and clean it out. And then, again, it's been really cold, so it's tough to do much work out here. So that's a big part of it. Time and cold is a big part of why there hasn't been a whole lot of wrenching videos. So I apologize for that, but sometimes it's just I don't have the time and it's cold. So I've been asked this a number of times throughout the years. What or who inspired me to start a YouTube channel? Now, I've been on YouTube since 2007, I think, and that was right around when it first came out. I've been on YouTube a long time, and obviously I'm not in it for the money, otherwise I still wouldn't be here. So I'm in it because I love doing this. I love connecting with you guys in this community of antique tractor enthusiasts and just gearheads in general. we're a different breed. You know, the people that go out into the woods and drag old tractors out and drop thousands of dollars in them to try and get them running again, especially somebody like me who doesn't have a farm and doesn't really use their tractors all that often. It's just, for me, it's a way to bring new life into the world, you know, or resurrect a life. And who got me started on the YouTube? That was a number of years ago, and he hasn't uploaded videos in a couple years, but there was a guy, his YouTube name was Wagner59270. And if you haven't seen his channel, go check it out. It started out as he was living out at his parents', I think it was a ranch in Montana, and he did all kinds of stuff, vehicle repairs. He had an old John Deere E that he would try and fire up, and you know, all kinds of like cold start videos and just random things that he was doing around the ranch. And I thought, you know, I'd really like to do something like that just with my tractors. And to go even further back, way before YouTube, when I was young, when I was a kid, there was a show, I don't even know if it's on anymore, but there was a show called U.S. Farm Report. And if you know what I'm talking about, it was on early in the morning, probably around 5 to 6 a.m. And when I was a kid, you know, like first, second, third grade, all the way up through high school, I would wake up extra early just so I could watch U.S. Farm Report, not because of the farm portion of it, but because there was always a segment at the end, kind of similar to the Tractor Tales segment that you see on YouTube. And it was just a quick, like, 2 to 3 minute blurb on an antique tractor that somebody had restored and brought back to life, and a quick little story on it. And I would watch the entire program just to see that last 2 to 3 minutes of antique tractor. And I always thought, you know, fast forward to the saga of American Chopper, and I always thought, why doesn't somebody do this for saving antique tractors and equipment? And you know, because it's a really important part of our history, or at least I feel. And you know, from American Chopper, then you fast forward into the invention of YouTube. And when I saw Wagner 59270's channel, I'm like, this could be it. I could have my own, you know, in a sense, TV show on restoring and working on antique tractors. And that's kind of how this started. I really love putting this out there, and I love seeing other people put these videos out there, because it's what I'm into, and there's so many people out there in this hobby that don't have this outlet. When it's not show season, you know, if you're not able to work on and watch stuff or help out in areas that involve antique tractors, you're waiting an entire year just so you can see and do things involved with tractors again. Because at least up here in Minnesota, tractor shows are only, you know, from mid-July to early September. So we don't have a long tractor show season, and the bulk of the tractor shows are in August. You know, that's 4 to 5 weekends of shows, and then it's done. So it's just that this is my version of a antique tractor American Chopper. So do I claim to be a professional? Absolutely not. Do I do things that are unsafe and that, you know, I don't recommend people do in their own garage? Yes, I do. I'm not perfect. I'm not a trained mechanic. I have never gone to any type of formal training other than in high school, and I had a job outside of high school that I installed truck accessories on trucks, but I've never been trained as a mechanic. All of this stuff that I've done is stuff that I've read on forums like Yesterday's Tractors. I look through manuals and learn that way. I don't have the right tools for a lot of things, but I still get by, and I still can do a lot of things with still primitive technology and tools and knowledge. And you know, a lot of people, they come at me and say, well, Ken, you know, you say you're not an expert, but everybody else thinks you are. And that's great, but I I don't know what to say to that. I mean, I guess maybe I'm in denial, but I just I look at guys like Squatch, and that's the kind of knowledge that I want to have, and that's the type of content that I want to put out there. And Squatch, I mean, Toby or Squatch, I consider him a good friend of mine, even though we haven't really hung out a lot. We've connected for so long now over YouTube, and when we see each other at shows, I consider him a good friend, and he's helped with Connors, he's helped with the H, and it's a great relationship I've created with several people that are YouTubers, and then with all of you guys as well. And I can't thank you guys enough. Like I said, I don't make hardly any money doing this. I just do it because I love doing it. So here we are at over 20 minutes of video just doing a Q&A session. So I think I'm going to stop it there because that pretty much was the last topic I wanted to hit. So with that said, stay tuned. There's going to be more on the John Deere E engine. There's going to be more on Connor Super M. There's going to be more on the Case SC. We got some other sporadic videos that we just talked about that are going to come out, and I hope you guys stay tuned and enjoy. So I'm going to get this edited up, and then I'm going to bed because I don't know about you guys, but if you have young kids, they wake you up early. So you guys take care and stay healthy, and we'll talk to you later.